Warning. The following radio show has been rated M for mature and may contain strong language and adult themes. It has been known to induce headbanging, loud singing, bloody discharge emitting from the ear, and general insanity. You have been warned. Listen at your own risk.
Hey, this is Mike from Cancerbad.
This is Eric from Blackmore. This is Dan Hodges from Death Valley Driver.
This is Matt of Oceans Will Rise.
You're listening to Heavier Than Heaven.
Heavier Than Heaven.
Heavier Than Heaven on CKDU in Halifax.
If you're not listening to Heavier Than Heaven, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Turn it up until you can't hear your neighbors complain.
Heavier Than Heaven, Halifax's greatest heavy metal show.
Hardcore heavy metal for the masses.
You have no hope!
2 hours of the hardest hitting music that you can find anywhere on the radio.
Community radio is freedom.
With your hosts, Danger Zone.
Danger Zone.
Danger Zone!
Danger Zone.
Yeah! I am the voice of the voiceless!
And Project.
The King in the North!
A new world order is at hand.
I got something to say! Halifax, your day of reckoning has come.
Beware, coward.
Welcome to my realm.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you can never say that your buddy Danger Zone never does anything for you. And I have done something, well, I couldn't have done it alone, because I'm here with 5 very special individuals for 2 hours of heavy metal madness on the radio that is sure to be unable to be duplicated at any point in time. But we'll get to that in just a second or two, because right now it's time for a very special beginning to the show. Well, before we hear from them, let's hear of them. This is Orchid's Curse on Heavier Than Heaven for our
Shotgun!
Start.
There is something to question, or to define. We put the fight, we put the fight. Wanting to find faith with clouded places. Vision races, what is spaces. Up into grave, up in enslaved. Our conquered lies, we have the made. It will stand, no wonder why, no will lie. I'll never down, with faith made. So blind, so blind. A legacy in time, but not to find. Recycle to the earth, recycle to the earth. So on, send the blood, they sound. We'll leave it all behind, we'll leave the lies behind. When you're led, your bloody lies, I will die. We'll never fear, we'll stay small. So blind, so blind. Reborn!
Well, for the first time in Heavier Than Heaven history, you're not just going to hear a 3-minute snippet of what Orchid's Curse has to offer. No, you're going to hear 2 hours of Orchid's Curse live here on CKDU 88.1 and CKDU.ca. Welcome to Heavier Than Heaven, everyone. My name is Danger Zone, but it doesn't matter what my name is because we have 5 very special guests here tonight on the show. Let's get them introduced. First off, we got Mr. Bobby Webb.
Hi. I don't have a cool name like Danger Zone.
We got, I don't know, Bob. I like the last name Webb. It's a little better than Zone.
Yeah. Don't get caught in the web.
Surfed the web before?
Yeah, don't get caught in the web.
We got Keith McLeod.
Hi. How's it going?
We have Brian Jones.
Hello.
We have Josh Hogan.
Hey.
That's surprisingly quiet for you, Josh. And we have, rounding out the 5, newly minted member of Orchid's Curse, Miss Ana Dujakovic.
Hi.
Murdered the pronunciation.
No, you said it pretty good.
I was close. I was really close. But it's better than the last time when I tried. And
yes.
that was real bad. So it says a great deal. Every time I have a band in here, the first thing they dive for is the album drawers. Yes, the album drawers. And yeah, you guys have picked a whole lot of good stuff, so frankly, I'm just wiping all my pre-planned stuff off the table because I want to hear what you guys like to hear on the radio.
There's so much good stuff here.
It's really like you'll randomly find like the coolest things. And speaking of random finds, well, there's one in particular that was very close to a couple of our hearts that we'll get to a little bit later, but I'm very, very excited for what we're going to hear.
Yeah.
We even found the Frankenweenie soundtrack.
Yeah, that was it was mislabeled, and it was the Frankenweenie soundtrack. I have no idea where that came from.
Who's even on that? Andre 3000?
We're just gonna hang out listening to the Frankenweenie soundtrack.
I'd actually really like to know, to be honest with you. We are on Facebook.com/Heavier Than Heaven Halifax. If you have any questions for Orchid's Curse, there are a couple ways that you can get your questions in. First of all, you go to our Facebook page. I would also highly suggest you go to Facebook.com/Orchid's Curse and give them a like. They also have a Twitter, which is at Orchid's Curse?
Yeah.
Yeah. They also have a very cool blog. Yeah. They also have a very cool blog that I have been reading for the past little while. That is Orchid's Curse on WordPress, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's pretty much like our official website pretty well.
Yeah. And so
all of our information pretty well goes through there, so
that's where you want to keep up with it. You can also give us a call. That's right. The phone lines are open. You can call into the show 902-494-2487. That's 494-2487. And you may get to talk to Orchid's Curse. And finally, send an email off to heavierthanheavenckdu@gmail.com. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Hi.
So many of you are still looking through the drawers. It's actually very heartening. I mean, there's the weirdest things that you can find there. But we're very glad to have you on the show. I mean, in a little bit we'll get into a little bit more interviewee stuff. But first of all, it's almost been a year since Words came out. Congratulations! That was one hell of a release.
Thanks, man.
One that made our top 10 albums of the year a couple weeks ago.
Sweet.
So, thank you for making that. And it's going to be. There's a whole lot of stuff on the horizon, if I am not mistaken, especially with a new bassist in town.
Well, yeah, we got Anna hooked up now, and she's got some work to do, but we got a bunch of new tunes.
Like, fuck you, I do.
She's doing very well. We're going to be playing a show soon.
Awesome.
And, it's going to be fun. We're going to break Anna in, and literally, we're gonna break her right in.
It's not professional of me to be the first one who laughs, so I'm glad somebody did.
Yeah, we got some new tunes on the horizon too. So
excellent. Well, why don't you drop it right now, and then we'll kind of do it a little bit throughout the show. When is the date of that show, and what can we expect?
That is March the 7th in PEI.
March the 7th
in Charlottetown at Hunters
with our buddies Death Valley Drivers.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, they're doing a video release show.
Oh yeah. Will knows all about the video.
Will knows all about it. He was there.
Me, Josh.
He was bound and gagged.
And Bobby.
Danger Zone.
Wait. Last time I saw you, you were bound and gagged. Well, how have you been?
Well, more of the same.
It's Danger Zone, Josh. Danger Zone.
I've said the wrong name dozens of times. I can't keep it straight. Anyway, I look forward to chatting more with you guys, but we have a lot of music here. You guys, of course, had a lot of awesome picks from various parts of the studio.
vault.
So now we're just going to get right into them. Bobby, you wanted to hear Motorhead, and
Yes.
you managed to find something with their double album. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about what we're going to hear, if you dare.
We're going to listen to Born to Lose, and that's all you need to know.
There you go. Motorhead, picked by Orchid's Curse, and more Orchid's Curse to come on Heavier Than Heaven.
Right to all, the truth is sure. Hear the hammer knocking at to take her away. Her eyes be mine, she sees right through me. The question is, what's gonna do for me? I don't need nothing, just a connection. I gotta know what she's all about, 'cause I know she's been there, so down. I stick my head out of the window once again. This time I see 1,000 faces all too clear. They wear the same expression. I've seen it in my face so many times. I know exactly how they feel. I know exactly how they feel. I know just what they think about. They got sold out.
We're back on Heavier Than Heaven live with Orchid's Curse in the studio. We heard from NoFX and Sold Out, and started off with Motorhead and Born to Lose. A great deal of the playlist tonight is going to be dictated by Orchid's Curse, so get ready for some very, very good picks. But as I said, we're back in the studio with the entire band, and well, frankly, I want to get into it a little bit. I want to talk about you. I want to see exactly where the formation of Orchid's Curse began, and yeah, that's
Mike
totally
farts.
okay. Oh yeah, we got
There we
a
go.
whole show of them.
There we go.
That crane arm's a little bit sketchy, so don't worry too much about it. It's not you. So of course, let's talk about the formation of Orchid's Curse for those who are for some reason unaware and listening to a Halifax heavy metal show at 10:20 at night. So tell me how Orchid's Curse started. Let's talk about the oral history. Anybody?
It pretty much started with me and my buddy Paul, who doesn't play in the band anymore.
You, Brian?
Yeah. The, me being Brian, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We started the band, and
What year was that?
I think it was 2005. I think
2005.
Yeah.
So almost 10 years.
almost
ago.
10 years. Yeah.
So
We're old.
Bobby was telling me earlier that there was a couple of name change or two before you decided on Orchid's Curse.
Yeah. Originally, we called ourselves October Crisis.
I really like that name.
Yeah, but it was already taken, so we had to change it. But we kept with the OC, and we didn't have to change our robes that had OC on it.
Yeah.
Our personalized
Our
license
personalized
plates on our Rolls
Yeah, we
Royces.
didn't have to change any of that, so it stayed OC.
Yeah.
Anything monogrammed. Was
Yeah, all the monogram. So it was that worked out. Yeah, I mean we started playing, and we had a couple different members before. Obviously, the current members now.
Okay, so it starts with you, Brian.
Yeah.
Who is next among the current?
The current that would have been Josh.
Josh.
Yeah.
So Josh, you came into Orchid's Curse. Was it October Crisis at the time, or was it?
It was nothing at the time.
Yeah, it was.
Actually.
It was nothing.
It was part of
Sleight of Hand.
Sleight of Hand?
Sleight of Hand. Yes.
It was Slice of Hand.
Formerly the band. That was some of the same members with
Yeah.
different vocals.
All the same members with a different vocalist.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then we became October Crisis.
Yeah.
So did you?
Bum, bum, bum.
What was your kind of experience in the scene before you got into Orchid's Curse or
It was-
October Crisis?
A new introduction to this scene for me. I was active in PEI growing up as a kid, playing in metal bands and punk shows and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But when I moved over here, I was just in at a record store, and
I worked in a record store.
Brian, can you just tilt the?
Oh.
Josh is a naturally
Yeah.
kind of soft-spoken guy, so
Totally, yeah.
Believe it or not.
But
He's
yeah,
got too much beard.
I met Brian in a record store, and we
And he
bonded over our love of Dillinger Escape Plan
And
Machine.
Darkest Hour.
And Darkest Hour.
He was eavesdropping. So then I said, "Hey, dude, can you sing?" And he said, "No." Why? And I said, "Because we need a singer." And then he hounded me for.
No, you gave me your demo with
Yeah.
vocals. Your
And
vocals demo.
then he came in and jammed, and we kept him.
right on.
We kept him around.
So Brian, then Josh, then who was next? Was that Bobby?
Then Bobby came. We had a different drummer named Tom, and he quit the band. And I was at a party at Bobby's house, and Bobby's like, "Dude, if Tom ever leaves the band, man, like, I want to play with you." And then a week later, Tom left, and so I just called Bobby. I said, "Hey, dude, you still want to play?" "Yep." And then that's Bobby.
And the rest is history, eh, Bobby?
If you want to call it that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd call it more his story.
His story. And then after
Cole's notes.
And then after Bobby, it was Keith.
Yeah, Keith, Paul, who I started the band with. He ended up leaving. He had a problem with his hand. He couldn't play guitar anymore. And then I met Keith through the record store and was trying to get him to join the band.
This fabled record store.
Yeah, well,
quite the nexus for Halifax heavy metal talent.
We all used to work there pretty much.
Which record store?
It was Music World.
Music World.
All of them.
All of them.
Well, all the ones
All
in
the ones
yeah,
in
like
Durham.
Halifax, Dartmouth, and Bedford. I worked at them all.
Oh, okay. The Music World I remember was in the Halifax shopping center.
I worked at that one. Yeah, I worked at them all. And Keith worked there. Paul worked there. Our original drummer worked there.
Yeah.
And our original bass player. I think I even got him a job there over Christmas once.
Man,
I never worked.
Oh yeah, Josh never worked there.
So that's the culling place. If
Yeah,
if you really want a solid heavy metal band, it's Music
Go
World.
back in
or
time.
just
go back in time to Music World.
Sam the record man.
Yeah, and so Keith started working, and one of the guys that I worked with, he's a good friend of Keith's, and kind of introduced me to him.
Right on.
And I had to bend Keith's rubber arm to get him to come in. But
That's right.
And
We did
then-
everything short of begging him to be in our band, I think.
Nice. That's gonna make you feel good, Keith.
Yeah, I feel alright.
And then finally, Anna entered the band not too long ago.
yeah, Anna's actually our third bass player. Our first bass player, he left, and he has a career in the Navy and doing his thing. And then we ended up getting Kevin Monberquette, who actually recorded words with us. And
Bananas, if I'm not mistaken.
sorry,
That's him.
His nickname's Bananas.
Bananas, Tony Bonanza.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Beetlejuice.
And and Kevin, he left, and he's doing his thing with the volunteer firefighters now, and
He's gonna be a dad
and
soon?
he's gonna be a dad.
Awesome.
Yeah, congratulations. He's having a baby.
I'm pregnant.
Come on, my nipples are tender. Yeah. So and then
View my skin is so soft.
The best mother.
yeah. So and then
Feel I should keep a running tally of Schwarzenegger impressions I've had in the show because I had Eric Hanlon from Blackmore and his is pretty good. But that one, I don't know. Yeah.
Brian's
give me the goddamn page. Come on. This is bullshit.
Down!
Give these people ear.
Come on, Cohagen, you got what you wanted.
You got what you want. Come on.
And before this devolves, Anna, what was your kind of experiences in the if
You're gonna have to get up, Anna.
Mike farts.
Okay, I'm here now.
hi your experience in the scene before you got the chance to be in Orchid's Curse?
Well, I started playing bass like not that long ago. It's been about 2 years, 2.5 years now. I can't remember. But
That's it. You're done.
yeah, and anyway, then I jammed with some people. My friend Andrew, he was in a band called I think She Kills or something. He was jamming with me just randomly, just for fun to try to do something. And Gavin from Inviting End, he knew him, and he asked him to be a bassist for Inviting End because they were just kind of trying to complete the lineup. And he suggested me, and I was surprised because I wasn't very good at bass at the time. I was only playing like 3 months or something. But anyway, then
he saw something there.
Yeah, I guess so. So that was good.
That diamond in the rough.
Yeah, and anyway, then Gavin got a hold of me through Facebook and was like, "Hey, do you want to jam?" So I was like, "Sure." And so then we started playing shows. I think our first show was a year ago, this past November.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and I was making like bass covers on like YouTube and stuff. So.
Yeah, I've seen those all across YouTube, like Heavy Metal Halifax, the group, and just pretty much all over your Facebook. They're awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, so that was a good way to like, at least if people wanted to jam, I'd be like, well, here are my covers, so you can judge for yourself whether you want to jam with me or not. And so
it worked for us.
Yeah. And I'm in 2 other bands that aren't really playing shows right now. One of them is Nightfall. They're like a atmospheric black metal band, I guess.
Yeah, I was listening to some of their stuff. It's freaking
it's
scary.
It's pretty gnarly, but we're gonna record like a full length this year, actually, and then we just have this other little band that's kind of for fun with my friend Corey and Ryan, and they're in Select and Dismember.
Okay.
And Corey also has a band called Bear Azul. It's kind of his like one-man band with our friend Scott Armstrong. He's a really good bassist, and so we jam. And then Brian messaged me on Facebook and was like, "Hey, Kevin's leaving the band. Do you want to join?" And I was like, "Okay, I guess so."
Facebook is the digital record store.
Yeah.
Well, it's a music shop of social media.
Jason Javo, who did our album, who produced Words,
Mhm.
he actually recommended her.
Nice.
Because we were away we were in Sydney playing there, and that's when Kevin said, "Oh yeah, dudes, by the way, I'm done." So we're like, "Oh man, we need a bass player." So we had asked Jason if he had any ideas, and he said, "You gotta check this chick out, Anna." So we did.
Awesome.
And now here she is.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, I can't wait to hear what you guys sound like as a cohesive unit. Before we get into a little bit more music, with a little bit of the quickness, because I'm sure we could all talk about this for a long time. Just kind of your influences of what kind of the bands that got you into heavy metal, and especially the kind of heavy metal that you play right now as a group.
Oh, geez, that's a.
I mean, if you can limit it down, because we got a short list right
we all
here.
collectively agree on Darkest Hour.
Yeah, Darkest
A few other
Hour.
bands.
I was always into like Refused and a lot of I like ska punk too a lot. Like
Yeah, we're all pretty
Operation
different
Ivy,
in terms of what we grew up
Goldfinger.
on.
I grew up listening to a lot of
Nirvana.
I grew up listening to a lot of grunge and punk rock and rock and metal, but I think it was like kind of listening to bands like Darkest Hour and that really got me into kind of playing more
Modern metal, at least.
more
Yeah.
like this stuff. But I've always
Lamb of
been
God, stuff
Lamb
like
of God.
that.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan. But I mean,
And a little splash of In Flames, maybe even.
Yeah,
It's almost embarrassing to say nowadays, but
It used to be good. I mean, I grew up on like your Slayer, Pantera.
Pantera,
Metallica.
You would have been right there, like at the perfect time.
Yeah,
I'm old, and
I had to revisit Metallica because in junior high they were
already terrible.
Saint Anger.
Yeah. That makes me so angry. But classic Metallica is obviously awesome. Yeah, I kind of grew up in that, and then I don't know, personally, I just kind of kept branching out and getting into more extreme, weird territory. But I think the cool thing about us is we all really do like different.
yeah, we all have
metal.
our own thing. We just bring it all together, really.
Right on.
It's like we don't. Well, like when we're writing, we don't set out to really like let's write this type of music, right? It's just kind of what comes.
let
out.
all of our influences show.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, let's continue on to a little bit more music. Josh's pick for what's coming up is Fuck the Facts. Let's talk a little bit about Fuck the Facts, Josh. Or let's you talk.
Yeah. Well, they're awesome. They're probably, truthfully, Canada's hardest working metal band.
Wow.
Or one of Canada's hardest working bands in general. And they're great people, and they let me sleep on their floor once, and fed us, and gave us booze. And, no, we've actually played with Fuck the Facts, like, I don't even know how many times now, 7
I think
or 8,
we played with Fuck
or-
the Facts more than any other band that we've shared a stage with.
But yeah, we've been lucky enough to support them a couple times, and they came out here to Halifax, and then we did some little bit of touring with them in Misery Index a while back, and we've played probably about 8 to 10 shows with them over the last couple of years, and
I think it's probably more than that.
yeah, they're awesome people, and
They're probably some of
I
my
miss
favorite
them, and I
people
hope
in
to
the
come
world.
back soon,
Yeah.
and we can play with them again.
Right you are. Well, after a little bit more music, we'll be back with more Orchid's Curse on Heavier Than Heaven. Remember, if you want to get your questions in to one of the biggest bands in Halifax going today, you can go to facebook.com/Heavier Than Heaven Halifax or facebook.com/Orchid's Curse and send us a message. Right now, here's Fuck the Facts on Heavier Than Heaven.
Stand One baby to another says I'm not good at you. I don't keep up to date. Last as I find me. It is now my duty to completely drain you. I travel through to the end of no fiction.
More metal selections from Orchid's Curse right here on Heavier Than Heaven. Orchid's Curse live in the studio with us. We have Misery Index with The Arbiter, a live version of Drain You by Nirvana, and Fuck the Facts with Dead End. Well, we talked a little bit about the beginning of Orchid's Curse. Now let's fast forward to the year 2013. It was a good year for you guys, if I'm not being too presumptuous.
It was good. You had a time.
You had the release of Words, which was an album that was fantastic to listen to the whole way through.
That's
I mean, not to keep...
It's basically the best thing we've ever written.
But you guys have gotten some really good reviews on that one.
Yeah.
So that's got to feel good.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. It always feels good to like hear people say good stuff about everything that you worked so hard to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, you also get like the bad ones too. Like, you guys suck.
Did you get some of those? Did you get like
a
couple?
Yeah. We didn't get too many bad ones this time around, but definitely like you'll never please all critics for sure, right?
So like, not to dwell on it, but like, what did they normally have like a problem with? Is there one outlier?
You know, there's some people say not tuned down enough, not broody enough. I don't know, stuff like generic. Just say it's generic.
Sounds a lot like Darkest Hour.
Yeah, or whatever, but.
Can't please everybody.
Who cares, man?
I'm glad that doesn't affect you guys too much.
No, overall, I mean, the record was really well received in terms of reviews and just overall coverage. And I mean, campus radio across Canada was pretty warm to it. Made the Airshot charts a few times and stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it was
thanks to people like you. We can actually be played on a radio.
And viewers like you. How long did that take to record? In general,
it was
1 week in the actual studio, but I mean pre-production and
leading up. I don't know,
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months, something.
That's
like
still
that.
pretty good.
Writing and everything, it was like a year.
Oh yeah, when you factor in writing, but I mean the recording process was pretty much. We did we did probably about a week or so with pre-production, and then I think we were in the studio for about a week. And then it was basically the mixing and mastering that took the most time getting back. That was I think probably about 2 months there, waiting.
We had to sit on it a little bit too because we didn't want to release an album in like December or January. So waited till March of last year.
I think we finished recording that in June, and I think we got the final mixes back in December. I think.
Mm-hmm. Where do you guys do most of your recording?
This time around we did it at Coda Pop.
Coda Pop Studio on Quimple.
Oh yeah,
beautiful
studio. It was awesome to work in there.
And the
I always wanted to go
awesome
inside there.
dudes that run the place.
Yeah.
So much fun to hang out.
Do any of you have? Do any of you guys have like a studio setup as of yet? And any of your places?
I live in a bachelor apartment, so no.
No.
Yeah, I just have like a little 8-track recorder that
we have our jam spot.
Band. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's where most of the magic happens.
Yeah.
Mike Fard.
It's okay, Keith. If you got something to say, just grab it.
Say it loudly.
Just grab it like you mean it, Keith.
That works.
Also in 2013, you guys had the Bogus Journey Tour, where you went to Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, PEI. If you go to Orchid's Curse's WordPress page, which is linked on facebook.com/heavier-than-heaven Halifax. You can also find it facebook.com/Orchid's Curse. You guys had some really, really entertaining stuff about the day-by-day, blow-by-blow of the tour.
Blow was more descriptive because it was like one after another.
Yeah, I mean,
Someone bumps into me, I'm gonna explode.
We lost the alternator in the van that we had. We didn't even make it out of Nova Scotia. We need a new alternator. We need a new tire. We got to, we made it to Fredericton, I think, because we were on our way to Hamilton, and then, so finally we're on the road after getting a good deal on a alternator, and then we blew a tire on the 401, which was awesome.
Hamilton.
Yeah, we didn't make it to our Hamilton show because of complications, but I mean after that, it's
a little bit smoother. I mean, it was all the shows that we played were fun.
Big tour like that. That's for sure.
It was appropriately called the Bogus Journey Tour. I mean, it was a band on tour.
It's a shame you couldn't have preceded it with Excellent Adventure.
Well, hopefully we can.
Well, maybe we're going to do an Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, but you got to always look at it. You're going to have an Excellent Adventure and a Bogus Journey all in the same tour,
that's
right?
the thing. It really was an excellent adventure.
We
played some
despite
awesome
all
shows
like the van troubles and all that good stuff, it was an awesome tour. Like we
Met
played
some
some really
awesome
awesome
bands.
shows, and
you
met
guys
some awesome people and
did some awesome
half-cooked
things.
Grammys.
Yeah, that is true. The
Quebec doesn't like to cook their eggs.
soggiest eggs I've ever eaten in my life.
In Quebec. But thank you for letting us crash at your head.
I highly recommend that anybody listening, if you have the faculties to do so, follow Orchid's Curse on twitter.com/Orchid's Curse or @Orchid's Curse, because that was where they would give their live tweets of many of the situations. Some really good quotes came from that. And I wouldn't dare try to put context to those. Those are just lost to time, and you kind of had to be there. But I mean, you've mentioned the alternator. If you had to, and I apologize if I put you on the spot, if you could pick like one of perhaps the biggest standout story from that entire tour. I know
we can't talk about that on radio.
We'll do the next best story though. When we were on our initial breakdown, before we even got out of Nova Scotia, we had broken down on the side of the highway between Oxford and Spring Hill. And so we called CAA, thank God, because we had CAA, and they told us, yeah, they can come pick up the van, and 2 people can come in the truck along to the garage that they were going to tow it to, which left 3 of us having to walk to the garage that they were taking the van to. Now this is in April, so it was like spring was looming,
and I was pretty much like, well, boys, I got an extra toque. Having fun walking. Me and Keith stayed in the van and waited for the tow truck driver.
So me and Kevin and Josh proceeded to walk on the side of the highway, and what was probably the coldest weather I've ever been outside in my entire life. I thought I was going to die. We walked for about 5 kilometers.
And then when the tow, last time we bought, it was like,
it was pretty far.
Yeah, it was pretty far, but and then the tow truck driver showed up, picked up me and Keith, and then ended up picking those guys up on the way anyways.
Because he felt so bad.
He felt
so bad.
He said, "Get in the van and put your head down so no one sees you." He said,
over, we're fucked.
He said, "Yeah, we're done for. So just stay back there."
Was this after you already walked like several kilometers?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's after they walked.
Yeah,
me and Keith didn't walk anywhere. We said,
I remember at one point during the walk looking at Josh going, we're gonna die. I really thought we were gonna die.
When they found me and Bobby and Kevin, it was like that scene in Alive. Like,
where they ate them?
Well, we didn't quite get that far, but it looked pretty much the same. I mean, we were all frostbitten and like.
I thought about peeing my pants just for the sole warmth of it.
Yeah. That would, like, all things considered, I mean, you're okay now, but wouldn't have been a bad way to go to say you were on your way to a metal gig and you just froze to death.
It would have been better after we played a show, though.
Yeah,
it definitely would. It would have been nice to have at least one show under our belt before all that happened, but
fair enough.
Whatever, it happened. And
but once we did get on the road, it was a lot of fun. Actually, we played some really good shows, and it was nice to actually get into some new markets that we've been long overdue to hit up Ontario and Quebec. So
fantastic. I spent a few days with B-Pig one too. They're solid dudes. So
right on. And
B-Pigs,
they're a rock hard.
And one more highlight of 2013 was you guys got to film and produce the music video for If We're Divine.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Directed by our mutual friend Colin McDonald.
Yes. Good old Colin.
We've had experiences filming a music video together. What was it like to film the If We're Divine video?
It was, I mean, I know for me it was pretty easy for me anyways. I just went in and played my guitar, pretended to play guitar for 2 hours and then went home.
Bobby, I imagine that must have been the toughest for you because you would have had to actually play your drums.
It was fine by me. Everybody else has had to listen to me crank my drums as loud as you could go, and that's it. But I didn't mind.
It actually went.
Deaf anyways.
It actually went a lot faster than our last music video that we did, because the one that we did from our previous album, "The Workhorse Walks Alone."
Yeah,
I think we ran through that song for like 10 hours. It felt like
it was at least an 8-hour day.
Because when I remember going in, I said, we're gonna go record a video for.
At least you weren't
16 hours. But no, it was really
hung over.
No, it was pretty quick.
Like
it was quick
right now. Well, and If We're Divine's like a minute and a half shorter too than the Workhorse, so that made the shooting. But yeah, working with Colin was awesome. I mean, that was a great shoot. Did 2 days, like one day with the band and one day with Chester. And
yeah, he makes it a virtually painless process.
Yeah, it was pretty
and it's a great looking video too.
Yeah, thanks
man.
No, it's been pretty well received.
Thank you, Colin.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. Big thanks to Colin McDonald. Well, we're going to go into one more music break. When we come back, we're going to be hitting up the Metal Newswire for this week. We have a couple of really interesting news points that I would love an extra opinion on, so I'm really looking forward to talking about it. Before we get there, a couple more music selections from Orchid's Curse. We're starting off with Billy Dre and the Poor Boys, as requested by Bobby Webb. Tell us about Billy Dre and the Poor Boys as you see it, Bobby.
They're my favorite band in the entire world, and they kick so much ass.
Right on.
And, you know, it's not metal, but shit, they're good. They're probably one of the most entertaining bands to come out of the city right now.
That's all we need. Shit, they're good. Billy Dre and the Poor Boys coming on Heavier Than Heaven. When we come back, it's the Metal Newswire.
Woo!
Yeah, perfect.
Are you feeling alright?
We're back on Heavier Than Heaven. Baptized in Blood right there. Rat Tails and Rainbows following up Billy Dre and the Poor Boys, Bobby Webb's favorite band in the whole world, and Palm Tree Sway. All right, well, let's get to the halfway point of the show. We're going to talk a bit about some really out there heavy metal news that's kind of tangentially related, but we'll talk about it anyway. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. This is the segment that we call the Metal News Wire! Okay, so...
That was the best.
I just gotta bring it down a little bit, just so it's still there, but you can't
That's
hear
why
it.
they call you the danger zone.
Always keep it close to the line. All right, so here's the first one. The Satanic Temple of America wants to put a 7-foot-tall statue of Baphomet outside the Oklahoma State House. In a statement on the statue, the temple says it would feature quotes from William Blake and Lord Byron and would serve as both, quote, a beacon calling for compassion and empathy among all living creatures, as well as, quote, a chair where people of all ages may sit on the lap of Satan for inspiration and contemplation. Representatives of the Satanic Temple, such as Vital Remains vocalist and high priest Brian Werner, argue that the statue's proposal is no different than the Ten Commandments statue installed outside the State House in 2009. The temple has an ongoing Indiegogo campaign that has already raised their $20,000 goal.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so you have the Satanic Temple wanting to build a 7-foot-tall statue of one of their gods outside the State House. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's pretty awesome.
I think it's silly.
It's ridiculous to the point where it's awesome.
It's there's something to be said about the fact that they were able to get $20,000 actual dollars down for this. So it's not just it doesn't seem at least like a bunch of cranks.
Yeah.
There's
freedom of expression.
Yeah, if you want to do it, do it.
If you can have a giant.
If you can have a
giant Jesus
hanging on a cross, then
a
why
giant
can't you
buddy
have
Christ.
Satan sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
We can all agree Satan makes better music, so I mean, there's that too.
I loved the quote. I thought this was so choice, where it's like a chair where people of all ages may sit on the lap of Satan for inspiration and contemplation.
And tell Satan what they want for
If it's sitting in a certain
Christmas.
That's where I was going with that.
Yeah. Says, I want. What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas?
Dead babies.
Satan.
And secondly, this one is a little bit more grim. Last week, the lead singer of Thai black metal band Surrender of Divinity was murdered by a fan. The assailant, Prakarn, long last name, was originally invited to the home of Black Vomitor to print shirts for the band. Prakarn and Vomitor got into a fight, and Prakarn proceeded to stab the singer to death before fleeing. A Facebook user named Maleficent Meditation claimed credit for the murder, describing in detail the murder in a text post. The post detailed for the user, who is believed to be Prakarn, that he had, quote, intended to end his life since he was 25. He continues, quote, because I'll die eventually, I want to drag down those who tarnish Satanism with me. Do not call yourself a Satanist if you do not believe in Satan. The murderer is still at large. So, this guy is really into the black metal scene in Thailand.
Listening to too much mayhem.
Yeah. Feels that if you're not representing Satan as well as, say, the Satanic Temple, then you should be murdered.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think we should probably kill more people.
Yeah. I think that guy's just
good word of Satan.
That guy's nuts.
No, I was kind of interested in what he had to say.
You gotta believe in something.
Should be
I can't help
discriminate murder of people.
because he didn't like the T-shirt design. It wasn't brutal enough.
It wasn't tuned down enough.
Down-tuned enough.
It wasn't brutal enough. Didn't have enough strings on it.
I was surprised, first of all, to see that Thailand has a black metal scene, which is cool, but this is not the way you want to get publicity for it.
No.
The hipsters
or maybe it is.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, would we be talking about this Thailand black?
Yeah, that's the other side of the coin. Is that now maybe it is. I mean, we've all heard the stories about Mayhem and Varg Vikernes and all that sort of stuff, and now people know who they are.
Hands dirty if you want to make some money.
Keith, can you say that you've ever murdered a man for more attention to any of your bands?
No, don't be ridiculous.
Off the record.
Don't be ridiculous.
And then it would have been he kills.
Well, thanks for your input, guys. That was the Metal Newswire for this week.
Sorry about our input.
No, it's totally fine. It could have been a million times worse.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, we are about to take a little bit of a break. It's 3 minutes after 11 o'clock, but we will be back for a whole nother hour of Orchid's Curse here on CKDU, including their picks. Plus, we're going to go through a little bit more fun, because we have a major blast from the past that none of us expected to see here, and we have, well, boy, do we have something. A real nugget. It's a real nugget.
It's a nugget, all right. Yeah, sure is.
We'll talk about that and so much more.
Nugget.
We'll talk about that and so much more when we come back. So just keep in mind.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Have you found yourself walking by a restaurant that you really want to try, but just can't afford it? Maybe you want to try that new yoga class, see that new exhibit at the museum, or maybe get a nice classy haircut, but it's just a little bit out of your price range. Maybe the Coast can help you out with that. The Coast's deal site is the best source for discounted yoga, burgers, and haircuts. Sign up for the CoSmart newsletter at thecoast.ca and get new deals sent directly to your inbox. 30 to 50% off gift certificates to Halifax bars, restaurants, apartment rentals, stores, and services. Support local businesses while saving money. Check out the best deals Halifax has to offer at cosmart.ca.
Thank you for being a friend.
Friends of CKDU are Halifax-based merchants that support public radio. With a Friends of CKDU discount card, you can get great deals at local businesses like this.
Stray Adventures is best known as Halifax's #1 comic book shop, with all you need in comics and all things geeky. Your Friends of CKDU card gets you 10% off regularly priced merchandise.
Donate $40 or more to CKDU to pick up your Friends of CKDU card. And stay tuned to 88.1 for more discounts from your favorite local businesses.
You've heard the rest, now here's the best. The most maple morning show on CKDU 88.1 FM, the Haligonian haven for the best in Canadian-style rock and roll. Tune in Friday mornings as Freddie Weber serves up 100% Canadian rock, along with guests from across the HRM, musical or otherwise. The juggernaut of local rock airs every Friday at 9 a.m. on CKDU 88.1 FM in Halifax. It's the most maple morning show, the home of true patriot rock.
Please enter your route. You have selected happiness. Exit the darkness that has left you without hope. Turn away from the feeling that you can't be the mother your kids deserve. Recalculating route. Now approaching the first stop on your new path. You have arrived at ADSM for Women and Children.
Help us support women as they transition from crisis to stability. Visit adsmforwomen.org.
What's up? This is Andrew from Comeback Kid. When I'm driving through Halifax, I flip the switch to CKDU 88.1 FM. Yeah.
And welcome everybody back to Heavier Than Heaven, the home for heavy metal in Halifax. We are back on CKDU 88.1 FM and CKDU.ca. It's a very special night because we have Orchid's Curse live in the studio with us. Well, we did for a little bit. Now we have Josh and Anna holding up the line while the other three go and crush dirt. go out for a rip. But that's quite all right. We're going to get into a little bit more music before we have some more fun. So, Josh, you handed me Propagandi's Failed States, and I cannot thank you enough because we very much appreciate that. It was on, I'm trying to remember the placement. It was somewhere in the middle of my best of 2012. Just a fantastic record. And you picked my favorite song from the album, Failed States.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, it's a great record, man. The last couple Propaganda records where they've kind of transitioned from, more of a traditional punk band into this weird hybrid of awesome metal punk, and a band that writes good lyrics and is Canadian and actually gives a shit is always kind of refreshing. So
absolutely.
I don't think you can ever go wrong with Propaganda.
Well, thank you very much for requesting it. Coming in just a second. Before we do that, remember you can go to facebook.com/heavier-than-heaven Halifax and shoot us a message if you have a question for Halifax metal band Orchid's Curse. You can also go to facebook.com/Orchid's Curse. If you want to follow them, they will be having a new release this year. They have a newly minted bass player. They are on the rise here in Halifax and in the metal community. So big kudos to them. Give them your likes, give them your attention, because there's great things to come from Orchid's Curse. Right now, let's go to Propaganda and Unscripted Moment from Failed States on Heavier Than Heaven.
That's just how it goes. And everybody knows. Ain't too much can be done.
forget what Corey's was. Something stupid.
Classic Iron Maiden with Wasted Years from Best of the Beast here on Heavier Than Heaven, following up Propaganda's unscripted moment from failed states. Welcome back. We have Orchid's Curse live in the studio, in case you couldn't tell.
We got the giggles.
It's a whole round table. Well, in this hour, I like to kind of have a little bit of fun, and I think that's what I'd like to do right now. However, it may not be totally fun for our listeners, because I get the privilege of getting some really good metal across my quote-unquote desk here as the metal reviewer at CKDU. So I've gotten some really good stuff. You know, I've gotten the privilege of hearing Orchid's Curse, Death Valley Driver, Blackmore, on and on and on. But every once in a while, there is one or two that turns me a certain shade of green when I have to put it in the CD player. And I thought, why am I the only one who has to suffer? Why not make one of Halifax's best heavy metal bands suffer with me? So,
how thoughtful of you.
Sweetheart.
I have a question for you, because on this particular record we have six songs that have the words the word hell in them, and I just wanted to add maybe 7. So I wanted to make sure that you guys picked the right one. So let's go down them and see which one really strikes your fancy. So first off, we start with Hell Train. Strong start. Hell in a Handbasket. Going to Hell. Hell's Reprieve. Burn in Hell.
That one.
and Launching the Maiden Hell.
I think Burn in Hell. That's
Burn in Hell.
Burn in Hell.
Burn in hell.
Okay, we are talking about the album that came across that is Skip Purgatory. That's Skip with 2 P's, and Going Straight to Hell. So there's 8 or 7, whatever. This is track number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Burn in Hell.
Burn in hell.
Burn in Hell. Come on.
So let's take a listen to Burn in Hell by Skip Purgatory.
Let's skip with 2 P's.
Yeah, and let's see how we feel.
It's my life desire to see you burn in fire. That would be just swell to see you burn in hell. The stars of death tear at my soul. The desires of death light my smoking fuel. Burn in hell. It's my life desire to see your skin burn red. I hope you burn in hell. Smile when you're dead. These the stars of death. I want to see you burn in hell. These the stars of death. I hope it goes fucking well. Burn in hell.
All right, that's quite enough.
Stop it.
Yeah, burn in
I'm gonna go
hell.
to hell just for listening to that.
Hi-yo, and we have the first review.
Sorry, Skip, but that sucked, man.
Maybe you should lose a P.
Maybe we should. I think we should talk about the liner notes here, which are the vocals are by Skip Purgatory himself. The guitar is by Stuck in Purgatory.
Oh, clever.
Bass is by Missin' Purgatory. The drums are Want to Be in Purgatory.
Yeah, I think the drums want to be a real drum kit.
I think the drums were done by some guy named maybe Roland.
Maybe
or
Boss BR800 drum machine built in. I don't know.
And making his return appearance after the Metal Newswire, the backup vocals, Satan.
Oh, he must be the guy going, burn in hell. I'm sorry. I should.
That must have cost him a lot to get Satan on his record.
I'm a dick.
I also appreciate that all music, lyrics, instruments, and unfortunately vocals. I like how he put "unfortunately" in there, as if to kind of acknowledge that. And it came with a very inspiring quote. After the great fire, after all the smoke arose to the sky, and after all the festering sins of mankind seeped back into the earth, arose a preacher, preaching sermons of death, destruction, and hell. The remaining alive call him the preacher of metal.
Well,
Maybe
preach
that's
it,
what
brother.
The extra P stands for.
Skip purgatory and go straight to hell. Do not collect $200. Well, from that piece of auteur music, we go to a... Yes.
Hopefully he wasn't listening. He's not going to come find us and burn us in hell.
He knows me.
Oh,
so.
you're dead.
Yeah.
You're done for.
Drag you to hell.
He's going to stick the knife in you and turn it.
So in the news, we're looking for new bass players.
We go from one auteur of music to another auteur of music. Mr. Frank Zappa. Yes, believe it or not, on Heavier Than Heaven, as requested by Keith. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience and maybe anyone else's experience with Frank Zappa and what we're going to be hearing?
I have a Frank Zappa shirt.
I just love Frank Zappa. I love weird shit, and yeah, this is it.
This is weird shit.
Reminds me of doing LSD in high school.
My mom used to play Frank Zappa when I was like...
In the womb?
No, when I was
That's less cool.
a kid playing Frank Zappa, listening.
Really? Heather used to rock Zappa?
Oh, yeah. My mom's a huge...
She's one badass.
His
You're
son's
listening,
name's
Heather?
Weasel.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
And Moon Unit.
His daughter's name's Moon Unit.
I thought it was just Moon. I don't know.
Dweezil?
Moon Unit.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
Well, let's get to some Frank Zappa. This one is called Jones Crusher. We'll be back soon with more Orchid's Curse on Heavier Than Heaven. And if you don't like it, go to hell.
Really fit like a glove. Said that little girl's got the Jones. That little girl's got the Jones. She's trying to find up the Jones. Find up the Jones. Find up the Jones. Well, she's trying to find up the Joe. Find up the Joe. Find up the Joe. She don't ever wanna leave it alone. She can push, she can shove, tell her just a nub. She can push, she can shove, tell her just a nub. It's just a nub. It's just a nub. Here she comes with the red dress on. Steve shoots out from the speakers on the lawn. I'll be rolling on the concrete floor. The wind can't blow 'cause the sky's gone. 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 Jones Crusher, Lily Jones, better get the car. She's a Jones Crusher, Jones Crusher, Lily Jones, better get the car. She's a ouch! Hey, look out for them deadly jaws. I'll keep it dirty, baby. Your face is clear, raise your top lightning from below. What now remains after consumption? Red blood and gore. Now you have seen bloody eruption, like so many before. You know the fight leaves limbs you're left to drift and die, blamed by lethal waters underneath unforgiving skies. With every breath that's beating faster, with every struggle more disaster. Red blood soaked in fear, no getting out of here. Lethal waters take you Smart friends watching you at the party, at the bus stop, at the bar. You're looking at women cause your floor's on the bar. When you find out it doesn't mean anything, wonder why your life is so boring. Mine is a terrible thing to waste. You ain't quite wasted just to save face. Time was a waste and without it you were lost. Integrity is fragile, but you ignore the cost. Smiling when your friends are watching. Smile when your friends are watching. You smiling when your friends are watching. Smiling when your friends are watching. You, when I said God keeps an hand, you fulfill your gender sexual demands. Are you feeling insecure and empty when you're rushing to report to your peers? Mine is a terrible thing to waste. You ain't barely wasted just to save face. Desire what you wish, and without it you are lost. Integrity is fragile, but you ignore the cost. Smiling when your friends are watching. Smiling when your friends are watching. You smiling when your friends are watching. Smiling when your friends are watching. You. Smiling when your friends are watching. Smiling when your friends are watching. You smiling when your friends are watching. Smiling when your friends are watching. You smiling when your friends are watching. Smiling when your friends are watching. Smiling friends watching you.
We're back on Heavier Than Heaven. More picks from Orchid's Curse for the airways. We heard Operation Ivy and Smiling, Blackmore's Lethal Waters, and Frank Zappa with Jones Crushers. Certainly a very varied music taste among the Orchid's Curse members. I like it. It's good to have some variety up in here. Speaking of music, there's a semi-regular part of the show where my co-host Project and I, we didn't so much find, he's very popular on YouTube, but his videos are something, his voice is something to be heard, and I would very much like to share his voice with you in this next segment if you guys are willing to open up your mind.
Yes. We love fun.
All right. Well, it's time for our semi-regular segment. Folks, this is...
Now it's time for Everything Sounds Better with Pelly K. Brought to you by youtube.com/PELLEK.
The man with the golden voice is back, and this week he came out with a video that is sure to please all of us children of the 80s and 90s. So, Orchid's Curse, if I may, here's Pelly K in his element.
There you go.
So that's what that is.
That was sweet.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Pelly K is a European singer. And yes, he's certainly got the vocal chops. I'm always interested to see, actual people who play music and their reactions to what he's got going on.
Yes.
That's the first thing I heard was Bruce Dickinson.
Is he in a band or?
He's kind of his own band. He's the kind of person that you can pretty much, actually, Canadian band Edge of Attack got them on their debut CD. He just kind of, if you need him for a guest spot, Pelly K is kind of his own thing. And he has a very active YouTube channel, just like you do, Anna, actually.
I think his is a lot cooler than mine.
Well, on that subject, I kind of did want to ask you about the YouTube bass covers and like when you started doing them and kind of any sort of success you've enjoyed from them, because I'll tell you right now, they're more popular than any YouTube video I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, they're way more popular than any of ours.
I bought a bass from my friend Bill, and he's in a local band called Doom Machine, and he
right on Doom Machine.
I think he also I don't know if he owns it or not, but Metalworks. That's
Okay.
like he puts on shows for bands.
Baby.
So he's definitely had like Inviting End, my other band, like on a lot. But yeah, like I was just like, okay, I got a fretless, and I'm just gonna. I love Death. Like Steve DiGiorgio is like probably my favorite bassist ever, and he was doing stuff for death metal like with fretless bass that like no one was doing at the time, and it's actually coming back now a lot in tech death. Like for example, like Beyond Creation and Augury, like Forrest. They're from Montreal. He's like, and same with Obscura too. Like it's starting to really come back now that you can hear the bass in the mix really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna cover a death song, and then I did, and I got like an HD camera for like my birthday, just like a few months before. It happened in April, so like it's coming up on a year that the video. But yeah, just like randomly, someone texted me and they were like, "Hey, your video is featured on Metal Injection." I was like, "What's Metal Injection?" I didn't even know what it was. And
That's
they were
fantastic.
Like, yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's this like online metal magazine." And I was like, "Why the fuck would they feature that?" But they did, so that was cool. And then like I just like would learn other songs, I'd put them out and stuff, and I don't know, people started watching it, and that's cool.
Right on.
So yeah.
Congratulations on your success. I mean, it's really cool to see that pop up on my Facebook feed every now and again.
She's famous.
Oh god.
Maybe Steve DiGiorgio watched that.
Well, it's funny because some of my like Facebook friends now, they're like friends with Steve DiGiorgio, and they like try to like tag him in the comments, but he's got like 5,000 friends. Like he probably never checks Facebook. But actually, Forrest from Augury and Beyond Creation, he specifically commented on one of my like Winter Sword covers, and they're Steve DiGiorgio played on them. They're like this Swedish like folk metal kind of band.
Yeah.
And I was just like fangirling like crazy. I was like, oh my god, he actually like watched my video and said like I did a good job or something.
That's incredible.
So yeah, I was just like, holy shit. And
That's how I feel when Josh retweets me on Twitter.
so yeah, that was cool.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask also, and in terms of like, I know you guys, a lot of your time is focused on the band, but outside of Orchid's Curse, what is Orchid's Curse like to do? Let's find out the real Orchid's Curse. Just in terms of like what you do with yourself everyday life and that sort of stuff.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Nice, you're able to keep a very straight face. Gotcha. No, I mean even if it's just as simple as
Video games.
Thank you. You
A
know
lot
what?
of video games.
That is a common factor among all the bands I've had here. Video games are something that ties metal together in Halifax.
I'm
not
not
exclusively.
No, I'm not. I watch TV.
Okay.
And play guitar.
Right on. So if I may just go back to video games for a second.
Video games are cool.
What for those of you who do game regularly, what is your games of choice?
I like everything. I like old school, like Sega Genesis, Nintendo games, up to Xbox, like, you know, Fallout.
Fallout's one?
Legend of Zelda, Mega Man, everything really.
Right on.
I've been heavily addicted to Arkham Origins lately.
Yeah, actually,
is it good? Like compared to the other ones?
It is. It's really good. It's kind of a good mix between Arkham City and Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
and it's not as open as Arkham City is, so you're not finding yourself getting lost so much. So
Okay, that's good.
So I found out was the whole thing about Arkham City. There's just so much stuff.
Yeah, it really was.
You just get lost, and you find yourself just arresting purse snatchers as opposed to beating up the Joker. But
Saving that same diplomat that seems to get himself in trouble.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Get
like-
a gun, motherfucker!
Yeah, I like RPGs a lot. That's probably my favorite.
Right on.
Yeah. And then, like, I guess first-person shooters are really good, too. Like, I like Mass Effect because of that, because it was, like, a shooter, but it had, like, the story and the cutscenes, and I'm just obsessed with that game. I played all three, beat them.
Mass Effect.
And then a day later, I started playing them again, and I beat all three again, and my friends were just like, what's wrong with you?
You and I have a great deal to talk about. So Brian, you're into TV?
Yeah. I mean, I play video games too, you know.
All right.
It's not like-
Okay.
I don't want to feel left out.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
I
then-
play some video games.
All right. Well, what's the sum that you play?
I like the Batman games.
All right.
And like Super Mario and
All that kind of stuff.
I'm not a gamer.
No,
I
it's
just like to play them.
All
every
right,
now
all right.
and then.
I'm not coming down on you.
Yeah.
but
So
okay. So like TV. What
I've
what are you
been
watching?
I've been killing The Shield.
Yeah.
It's
The
an old
Shield.
show.
Yeah.
And I've been killing it.
I've heard a lot of great things about that.
It's so good. It's on Netflix.
Michael Chiklis.
Michael
for the thing.
Chiklis. Detective Scrouts.
There is a-
No, it's not Scrouts. That's a bit from the Family Guy. He says Michael
He
Chiklis looks like a scrotum. This is Detective Scrouts. No, but I've been killing The Shield.
Right on.
That and
Archer for me.
Yeah, Archie just came back. Been hearing good things about it.
Yeah, the new season's
So
also on
funny.
Netflix. That show's fantastic.
I'm currently just finished the last season there, the fourth season. I really liked how they opened that season with the whole Bob's Burgers thing.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Bob's Burgers is good.
Orange is the New Black's a really good show,
Yes,
too.
it is. Yeah, it is. That's the reason. Well, not one of the reasons I got Netflix, but that was the first thing I watched through to the
Yeah,
end.
it's sweet.
I totally agree.
I heard there's a lot of boobs in that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is.
Oh,
What's the face from that 70s show shows off the boobs.
Oh, doctor, you want
And
boobs?
she's got a rack like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
She's got a wonderful rack.
Out to here.
New York boobs.
Josh, you of course keep very busy around Halifax. You're something of a man about town. You're quoting.
What are you trying to say?
Quoting. I'm saying
He's calling you a male prostitute.
I'm saying you sleep a lot. You drink a lot of whiskey. You watch a lot of Simpsons. You tell people that the music industry doesn't owe them shit.
Yeah, I do all those things. Work in whiskey. I also I don't really do video games, but I definitely like
The Shield.
Yeah, I like The Shield, and I'm a big fan of Netflix and movies too.
I told this guy to watch The Shield, and he finished it before I'm just in like season 4, but he finished it before I even did. And he started watching it like a month after I did.
I just purged for like a couple weeks, week and a half.
Nicely done. If you could just briefly touch on, because you do a lot of work with like Red Tentacle, and you're a speaker at For Hire, and one of the things you always talk about, one of your key presentations, is the music industry doesn't know your shit, and you talk about it a lot on Facebook. And if you could just elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, you see, no one owes you shit. There's no real more elaboration than that. I just think there's a lot of entitlement.
The concept is fairly straightforward, if I may say so, but like the way that your presentation.
Yeah, I just think there's too much entitlement in the music scene, and people kind of generally believe they're entitled to whether it's like a certain show or a headlining slot or a certain venue, and people just don't really want to go out there and work hard as much as they'd rather just complain, and hence where the no one owes you shit kind of brand came from, and just kind of keeping musicians hopefully humble, but also more importantly motivated to work hard and do it for the right reasons, because the scene's oversaturated. There's millions of bands, and do it for the right reasons. And if you happen to find success, whether monetary or fame, then great, but do it for the right reasons, and otherwise just
Fair enough. Any other big things that you guys kind of get into outside of the bands, or do you guys all basically live the life of just TV, video
glorious
games?
rock stars?
Well, I'm
smoke marijuana.
I'm married.
Congratulations.
With dogs.
Whoa.
So I have a wife and 2 dogs. That's
kind of
my time's taken up. Yeah.
That's your day to day.
Yeah.
Can we say the same for the others?
Keith soon.
I'm engaged.
Congratulations, Keith.
And I have a cat.
When are you close? When are you getting married?
July 26th is the date.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'll have to try and remember that so we can give you a shout out and tell you to go to
Married
hell.
to the lovely Annie Goodyear.
I can't wait to eat your wedding tacos.
That's right. We're getting catering done by Habaneros and cheese.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best idea.
I went to Habaneros the other day for the first time. And it was awesome.
I had a habanero on Monday. It was hot as all hell.
Delicious stuff.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
it was terrific. Awesome. Well, you guys are busy on and in and out of the studio and on and off the stage. That's fantastic. I'm always like as I said, I always kind of find it interesting to see what keeps metal bands busy outside of being a metal band, and it's usually kind of the same thing, at least around here.
Yeah. Working jobs, looking for money,
Yeah.
trying to pay rent.
For sure.
Taking
Eating
pictures.
sandwiches out of dumpsters.
Taking pictures of my dogs, putting them on Instagram.
Instagram and lunches
Instagram
and
my
dogs.
dogs.
Oh yeah, I'm all over Instagram. I'm addicted to that. My friend Mal introduced me to it a year ago, and
Mel's like
it's
the
not
queen of
good.
Instagram.
Yeah, it's like I've been on it every day. My family was like, "What's wrong with you? You have a phone addiction." Like, it's a blessing and a curse.
See, the phone on my camera is on the back, so like I can't take good pictures. So I've put maybe like 5 pictures up on there since I started like half a year ago. I'm sure I would be probably that prolific if I had the camera that was on the inside.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you. Now, as we move into the final stage of Heavier Than Heaven, boy howdy, let me tell you, we found something that was a once-in-a-lifetime find because, well, first of all, it was misfiled, but it was something that we tripped upon that could not have happened at a better time. The words on the front of the album read, October Crisis, samples from the upcoming EP, The Demonstration.
I'm turning red right now.
Yeah,
Like,
we never really released this for a reason. You guys are gonna find out why.
this was a different time. We were young. We were.
These songs were written years before I got
Yeah.
in the band, and I just redid vocals for them because they were older from the
Yeah.
Slave Hand days.
I luckily had
This is me
nothing
and Brian backpedaling out of this. This was pre-Bobby, pre
Now,
no, Bobby wasn't on this.
I had nothing to do with this.
weren't you on that
Shut your
picture?
lips. Bobby's
Yeah.
in the picture. I just took credit. That's all.
So, now, of course, I'm very grateful to have you all on my show. But it is an equal opportunity show, and this did come with a little pamphlet with it, so
I'll tell you something funny before you do. The guitarist on there with me, who played with me, Paul, he actually just texted me and told you to burn that CD.
It's actually a very attractive little pamphlet. The color.
Look how skinny we were in
Red
that
and black.
picture.
The
Look how
colors of
skinny we
Wolfpack.
were. Look how non.
It took Josh a whole 2 hours to make this picture.
In a world oversaturated with generic, pop-friendly, cookie-cutter bands, there are few among many that make the music they wish to make, speak the words they wish to speak, and portray the message they wish to portray. This is moving stuff. It doesn't mean at times that the music isn't melodic or that it doesn't have a quote-unquote groove, for this is all part of the structure for which we have aimed. At some point in music, it seems as though the shoes you wore and the way you styled your hair was more important than the music and the message. This is starting to sound like an Ultimate Warrior promo.
I think this is. You should file this next to Skip Purgatory there on your bed.
All too often, it seems that ambition is destroyed by image and the message is destroyed by greed. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, dude.
The demonstration is our ambition, our music, our message, and our struggle. It is a 5-part recital showcasing the beginning of the faction known as October Crisis. You can email them at band@octobercrisisband.com.
I don't think that exists anymore.
I'm sure it doesn't. Okay, so
this album shouldn't.
So we have 2 samples. Is it going to be Signal Lost or Remote Controlled?
Play Signal Lost.
Signal Lost?
They're both
horrible.
Listen,
so we're just like committing career suicide.
I feel bad about making fun of that Skip Purgatory now. To be honest.
I think what goes around.
I think we're getting our just desserts.
Goes around, comes around.
But we'll be able to have a little bit of redemption. Let's pick one from words to kind of give us a little bit of a progression, if you will, the evolution of the band known as Orchid's Curse.
What do you think? Baptismal?
No.
Too long.
What's the name?
Let Anna pick.
Yeah, you pick, Anna.
I like baptismal.
Baptismal practice, I think.
We got time.
I like it.
The deliberation.
Yeah, we're gonna play His Servants.
That's what I want.
His.
All right. That's what I want.
Because it's going to be
It's 'cause
completely
we were
opposite
closer. They
spectrum
were like,
of
do
what
the-
you're about to listen
Yeah.
to, and we apologize ahead of time, and we are not responsible for bleeding ears or any kind of like suicide attempts.
Leaking
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great opportunity. We have the evolution of one of Halifax's best heavy metal bands right before our very ears. Let's start with the band formerly known as October Crisis. From the samples from their EP, The Demonstration. This is Signal Lost on Heavier Than Heaven.
Oh my.
What the hell was running through your mind? Was it love or was it desperation? Are you on drugs again? Are you listening to me? Do I have your attention? Did I mention I'm happy? Everything I chase keeps running away, keeps coming back to throw it in my face. Everything I chase keeps running away, keeps coming back to throw it in my face. Everything I chase keeps running away, keeps coming back to throw it in my face. Everything I chase keeps running away, keeps coming back to throw it in my face. It's all I ever wanted.
And now for something a little better. And that, as they say, is that. Orchid's Curse and His Servants brings us to the end of another edition of Heavier Than Heaven. We also heard from another band, I forget their name. once again, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. It's been a real treat having you here, getting to interview you, getting to know the people behind the music that I've been enjoying for the past couple of years. It's just been a real nice time having you here.
Well, thanks for having us, man.
It's been even better to represent you guys musically on the air, both in terms of your albums and in terms of the stuff that you guys like to hear. So I very much appreciate it. You're welcome back anytime. And I
because we'll be back tomorrow.
to invade,
to swear and fart in your boots tomorrow.
Coming up right after this, of course, it's the overnighter for Saturday going into Sunday. We got the Where Monsters Dwell, the comic book podcast. We got some music from Zach Krause. We have If Music Could Talk. It's all overnight here on CKDU 88.1. Go on over to Facebook.com/Heavier Than Heaven Halifax if you want to follow the show. That is always getting better and always getting great guests like Orchid's Curse. And hey, if you want to stay up to date on everything that Orchid's Curse is doing, here's a couple ways you can do that. First of all, you go to Facebook.com/Orchid's Curse. You can go to orchidscurse.wordpress.com, which is their main website. Some great blog updates whenever there is news to be found. You can go to twitter.com/orchidscurse for tweets galore. And finally, if you want to pay your hard-earned money for the music that you've heard tonight, and it's definitely deserving of that, go to orchidscurse.bandcamp.com for their entire catalog, including Words, digital copies. And is it available in stores anywhere?
Yeah, a few stores that are still around.
CD Heaven in Dartmouth.
Right on. CD Heaven in Dartmouth.
And a few brick and mortar stores remaining around.
Awesome. As always, support local metal, and it's orchidscurse.bandcamp.com. Make sure that you vote with your wallet for the type of music that we want to hear.
Please, we're going to sleep outside tonight in the snow. Please.
Other than that, it is now that time to say...
Burn in hell.
In so many words. Heavier Than Heaven is back live next week, 10 p.m. Atlantic time here on CKDU 88.1 and CKDU.ca. It's been my pleasure to host Orchid's Curse. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in. Hope you get back home okay.
Thanks, Mr. Dave.
Thank you.
For myself, Danger Zone, and yes, a very sick project, but don't worry, he'll be back next week. We bid you good night. Orchid's Curse. I have a show coming up in March in PEI, so if you're around there, make sure you don't miss it. Other than that, see ya!
This has been a Heavier Than Heaven production. Follow us on Facebook, Heavier Than Heaven Halifax, on Twitter at HTHCKDU, and leave us a message on Gmail, Heavier Than Heaven CKDU @gmail.com, or send us mail at CKDU 88.1 FM, 6136 University Avenue, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3H4J2, Canada.
Take me off the air! Take me off the air!